Welcome to today's video. We're kind of at a standstill with the S15 project. I'm waiting on a package from GK Tech, and then we can dive into the subframe, do bushings, and like reinforce the subframe and stuff before it goes to powder coat. Waiting on some hardware to get zinc coated, waiting on a couple other little engine parts, so everything's kind of at a standstill. I can't do anything on it. So, if you remember, months ago, I had my Evo at the track. It started just breaking up and getting worse and worse and worse. I did like a couple basic engine diagnostic tests. I think I did like a compression test and everything looked fine. Doesn't seem to have a bad head gasket, but it seems like there's like an electrical issue or something going on. So for the first half of today, I'm gonna get both Evos next to each other, and I'm just gonna start ripping parts off the red Evo, popping them on the white Evo, and seeing if I can get it to work right. Already tried stealing the like the cam sensor off of it. So apparently that's like a common issue, especially heat related, but didn't do the trick. So I'm hoping it's something coil related because that'd be really easy, but if not, I'll take every last bolt off that engine. Okay, bye. Take a quick break from this video and let you guys know that it is sponsored by my friends over at Movement. It's pretty cool that in their apartment, two college dropouts built one of the fastest growing watch companies in the world. But it's even cooler that they've decided to sponsor this channel. They've been sending me watches for a while now, and I can confidently say they have been one of the biggest supporters of this channel, and it is incredibly appreciated. I like this particular watch because it's minimalist, it's clean. If you're not a watch guy, they make some really nice blue light glasses and other accessories. You get the look and the quality of a product that you would get from a department store, but because they own all their own processes and being built as an online store, they pass the savings to you. If you guys want to elevate your look and not break the bank, join the movement. All you got to do is go to movement.com/LZ and you'll get 15% off today with free shipping and free return. You can get a beautiful watch shipped to your door for free, and then if you don't like it, you can also send it back for free, so it's nice to know. Just go to movement.com/LZ, support the homies that have been supporting this channel for a long time now. I want to thank Movement again for sponsoring this video. They've made a lot of cool shit possible for us, and I'm forever grateful. We've already tried to set a new OE coils. It has a, I think it's like a Yaris coil pack on it. Didn't work, so just to rule it out, I'm gonna pull this stock coil setup out of this Evo, which would rule out any sort of issue in the sub harness that goes to the coil kit that I have. I doubt it's an issue, but it seemed like there's something electronic, or maybe it's fuel related, because now it's even misfiring at idle. Not very hopeful. I know it'll run, but I don't think it's going to solve the issue. Take it for a ride and see if it did anything. So the boost is turned all the way down right now. We wanted to see if it was like a boost related issue. Even at gate, the issue still happens. So I'll show you once I get on this little straight. I floor it, and then usually as soon as the car goes into boost, it starts breaking up. But it's like a very weird, like, yeah, I swear it sounds electrical. You hear it? It's
yeah.
like, it sounds like it's just like a coil issue. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
Either that or like one cylinder's going really rich or something. Just bizarre. I want to see if it'll rev. This little rev up there, it just won't, doesn't like boost. It's time for a leak down test. I've never done one before. I know that we want to have the actual piston at the bottom of its stroke so it doesn't push it down. So I'll spin the motor over and try to get her there, and I want to just know what's going on. If it's a head gasket, I just want to know. There's a good chance that I'm just pushing way too much on a way too small of a turbo that I can normally get away with on a street car, but on a track car, the back pressure is probably through the roof. So there's a good chance that's why I've popped maybe now 2 head gaskets. But we're gonna find out. You see that?
Yeah.
It's a spark plug.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I don't think this is what you're supposed to do. It's really hard to get to the crank. That's top.
That's pretty much.
I like that.
That works.
Okay. Smells like success. Let the results begin. I'm like nervous to put too much in it. Oh, that might mean that I just pushed the valves open. That it just went from not a lot to a lot.
Yeah.
So I wonder, I don't really know what I'm doing. So unfortunately, I don't think my little ghetto extension trick is going to be enough for us to properly find TDC, which is a bigger deal than I thought it would be for a leak down test, but it makes sense since the valves need to be closed. So I'm going to do it the right way now. I mean, if we're actually at TDC, then that's a crazy amount of leakage. I'm going to try rotating in 1 full stroke. So maybe I'm not in the compression stroke like I thought I was. Okay. Now, this will work. So we go to 100. This will be our leakage for cylinder 1. So just move.
Yeah, just jumped.
That was weird. By the way, that's something. Whoa. Might have turned the engine over a little bit. This one appears to be good on the other one.
Yeah. Cylinder 3.
This one's looking nice.
Oh yeah. If they're all in the green, does that like the little difference make a difference? Or
I think anything in the green is more than we want. So I think like a high boost engine, if you have like a 40 to 10% leak down, I don't think that's good.
Yeah.
I think what we're looking for is consistency would be my... What are you doing?
Excuse me? Would you like to stop this?
If we see a pattern to where like these two are significantly more leaky than those, that to me would indicate that we lifted the head.
Yeah.
I'm no scientist. No idea what I'm doing. I'm real good at reading Evo forums. I feel like my data is inconclusive.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this.
It's kind of all in the same area.
We're doing a leak down test here on Adam's Evo, trying to figure out what's going on with it. It's breaking up at higher RPMs under high boost. So we did a cylinder leak down test, and we're losing about 10% of our pressure going through the cylinder. So after checking everything, we can actually hear the exhaust leaking the air into it. So as we start chasing through everything, we'll be able to figure out whether it's a burnt valve or some other issue, maybe a valve spring or something that failed.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but let's see. Might be real hard to hear, but take our word for it. It's on here.
Was it my railing?
It's your railing.
Yes. I'm so stoked on the railing.
Ready?
Yeah. God, it's so extra. I love it. It's like the tackiest thing in the world, but it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Damn, ready to good.
It came out really good.
It doesn't. We need to put banners up top so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it looks very out of place. Bro, if I hang the banners here, that'll probably look so cool.
Oh yeah.
Have you shown the Drift HQ shop?
I haven't yet. No.
Oh, if you guys like green, you're gonna love
It's very
this place.
green. You can see it through the door.
I just want to preface this with like, it's on brand and it's gonna look great with all the Drift HQ stuff. This is gonna be a warehouse with boxes, and their shop is actually gonna be in the old building that they were already in. So like, don't view this like a shop, view this like a store, all right? Voila. Look at how crazy that is. The black apples are so good.
Oh, I know. It's so green.
Dude, it's so bright in here.
Yeah. Throws the camera out of focus.
It makes the floors look not that nice. I hope they come back better after scrubbing them.
Yeah.
I'm pumped though, honestly. Like I would never paint something of my own this color green because I'm not a big lime green guy, but it makes sense for Drift HQ and it looks really good.
Yeah. They did the white doors too.
Oh wow, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Need to do that to all of them.
Much better.
Yeah. Still waiting on some parts for this guy over here. But what I think I'm going to do in the meantime, since nothing's really going on in the S15, it's going to need quite a bit of TLC in the rear end. Subframe's got to come out. I'm torn if I want to do the reinforcements or not, but it's for sure going to need bushings, going to need to address the whole diff situation. All the arms are getting changed. So we're just going to drop the subframe, put it on a chassis dolly. That way when it needs to get painted, it can just get rolled over there. But then we have the subframe out of the car so we can work on it, get it powder coated, etc. So that's the project right now. Alright, so my first project is pulling out the rear carpet so I can drop the rear strut. Very important part of being able to get all this out of ya. Lighting's been a real issue in the shop. We actually have some really nice lights that we're going to install. It's just going to be like a week-long procedure, so we're trying to time out for when we leave for the next round of FD. Now I feel stupid. Didn't even realize it's actually behind the rear seat. It's like Toyota stuff. I'm so used to S-chassis stuff in the trunk. I feel so stupid. I bet an S14 is the same as this. All S14 people are probably looking at me like I'm stupid.
What'd you find?
I'm like blown away by this. I had no idea the S15s had a pass-through trunk.
Yeah.
That's so cool. It's like kind of useless with such a small hole, but still neat nonetheless. Good. I'm gonna try to keep as much interior as possible in this thing. We'll see how that goes once the cage gets in it, but. So on a scale of like 1 to 10 of how tight these bolts are that are holding the rear shocks on, I'd say one bolt was like a 1. Like I probably didn't even need a ratchet to turn it. I love this car. Handbrake line's coming off. I'm gonna do my best to retain the factory handbrake in this. I think it'll be easy with this car because it's not a drum brake like a Z32 style, where I can just use a dual caliper like bracket, and then I'll still be able to retain like the stock S chassis style handbrake instead of like converting to true like dual Z32. It's always fun when, God, this thing is, I almost want to cut this off. It's so bent anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's all cracked here. I just need to pry it enough to get to the nut. I can't believe how easily this thing bends.
Makes you wonder if it did anything at all.
Yeah, we're good. Way easier than I remember pulling a subframe. I think because we already had the drive shaft off. Bushings, they don't look that bad or like feel that bad, but they're super like crusty, so maybe that's where some of the weird creaky noise is coming from. So all these are gonna get replaced. I'm gonna try GK Tech's poly bushings. I didn't want to do solid subframe bushings for the this car just because it gets annoying with street car stuff. But I'm excited to try a Z-diff. I've never had a Z-diff in an S chassis. Using stock Z axles will be nice if I ever break one and I'm in some random town and I need to find one. And they shouldn't get as loose as, say, like an aftermarket setup with all the little Allen bolts that always get loose on you. And I know that Z-diffs will take the power. So subframe isn't really that bad. I might do some of the reinforcements to it. GK Tech makes a nice little kit. And Marco could probably weld that up real quick. And I'll start dismantling this Johnny and playing around. We need to take the bushings out. Just to say, you would never do this, but these bolts are already so I don't really care. Like the threads and everything are all mangled on them, so there's no way I'm reusing it. Normally I'd be kind of like kicking myself for going this overboard on something that's supposed to be a simple build, but every bolt I turn, I'm finding another thing loose. Like every single axle bolt was like finger loose. And as easy as it is to bolt check a car, there's just so much that's been touched and with this thing that I feel way better knowing that I'll have touched and with everything instead of someone else. Look how loose this is.
Yeah, that's not good.
No effort, every single one of them.
Wow.
Boom. You also forget to document the whole ordeal of having to cut every lug nut off every wheel because there's some weird lug key and like you couldn't fit anything in between the wheel. That was fun. The signal valley came with the compound. That's a flat tire, so that might make it a little difficult. Ray's actually coming this weekend to start prepping and painting the engine bay. So I think his plan is just to primer it this weekend, but I want to take it and go power wash it, get some of the crud out. I'll degrease it, and then yeah, bring it back over and stick it in the prep room. That way it's all ready to go for him. I've never seen something like that.
Yeah.
That's like a dinosaur, dude.
That's a big boy.
Damn, he needs to chill.
They bite and they hurt.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Uh-huh. You ever seen the movie where they eat a bunch of people? Yeah. It's pretty bad, but still watch it.
Rigs in the way, Captain America. No, we would have made it.
Nah, bro.
Captain, this way's bigger, dude. This puppy's going in the prep room for Ray. I'm excited to let him work his magic on it. I sent out a bunch of the bolts and stuff that can get vapor honed over to my friend over at New JDM, the one that helped us out with the R34 a bunch. So he is going to be zinc coating as much of the factory hardware as we can, which is going to be sick. And then vapor honing stuff, and it's gonna look brand new and OEM fresh, which we don't even have to do on this, but we have time since we're waiting on parts and stuff, and he was willing to do it, so I'm super appreciative. So where we're at with the Evo, as always, I read all the comments. Maybe you guys will have some suggestions of something that we haven't looked at yet. Just kind of walk you guys what we have done. We've compression tested. The results are, I would say, nothing crazy abnormal. The leak down test seems to be pointing towards maybe some leaky exhaust valves on cylinder 1. Have changed the coils, have cleaned the injectors. I ordered a new set of injectors from Dishworks just to completely rule that out before we start pulling the exhaust manifold off and potentially pulling the head off. Kind of at a loss for it. The only thing that I could think, maybe as a result of the having such a small turbo and pushing it way past its efficiency, that it was creating so much back pressure that was lifting the head. Because I wasn't running really any abnormal boost this time around, and I wasn't really like overheating it or anything. So that's the only thing that I could think that could be pissing the head off. But to me, because it misfires at cold start and because it misfires in boost, seems like more of a mechanical than an electrical thing, but I don't know. But got a decent amount done on the 15. I'm stoked to see what that thing's gonna look like next week once it's all primered and maybe even started to get paint on it. But it's been fun. About a little less than a week on that thing, and we've got it all stripped down, and it's on a freaking roller. So it's gonna be fun to put back together and not have to be as meticulous as the R34, where you're like holding your pee-pee while you're, I don't know what I was going with that. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon. So on a scale of like 1 to 10 of how tight these bolts are that are holding the rear shocks on, I'd say one bolt was like a 1. Like I probably didn't even need a ratchet to turn it. I love this one.